We're shifting away from the war now. Let's pick up on the India-Canada diplomatic row. I know it seems like a long time ago. Wars can do that to you. So tonight we decided to bring you the latest. Canada is pulling out its diplomats, around 41 of them. It was a demand from the Indian side. New Delhi said Canada's diplomatic presence was too big. They had around 60 officials in India. That's around 3 times higher than India's presence in Canada. So New Delhi said, we want parity. It asked Canada to withdraw 41 diplomats from India, and reports say the demand came with a warning. Pull out your diplomats or lose your diplomatic immunity. It's taken some time, but Ottawa says that they've decided to comply, not without criticism though. Canada's foreign minister has lashed out at India. She says the decision by India was unilateral. She also said it violates international law. Listen in.
A unilateral revocation of diplomatic privileges and immunities is contrary to international law. It is a clear violation of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. And threatening to do so is unreasonable and escalatory.
So does it? Does it violate the convention? India says no. The Ministry of External Affairs has responded to Canada's charge. Let me quote from what they said. The much higher number of Canadian diplomats in India and their continued interference in our internal affairs warrant a parity in mutual diplomatic presence in New Delhi and Ottawa. Our actions in implementing this parity are fully consistent with Article 11.1 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. That is what New Delhi says. And what does this article say? That countries can decide how big a foreign mission should be, unless, of course, there is some agreement or deal. So India says the decision is perfectly legal. But here's how it will impact the people. Visa services will slow down. In-person services have been paused in Chandigarh, Mumbai and Bangalore. That's where Canada has consulates in India, or had consulates. If you need help, you must visit the High Commission in New Delhi or the third-party centers. We could be looking at a huge backlog here. Reports say up to 17,500 applications could be affected by December, so plan accordingly. Canada too will be affected by all of this. Indians make up the largest chunk of students and permanent residents in Canada. They bring in a lot of money. So this decision will hurt both sides. Now, I know we haven't covered this story in a long time, but that does not mean that things have cooled down. In fact, Justin Trudeau has been busy behind the scenes. On October 8th, he dialed the UAE president and the Jordanian king. This was hours after the Hamas attack on Israel. And what did Trudeau discuss? Among other things, India. He spoke to the UAE and Jordan about India's role in Hardeep Nijjar's killing. Talk about a diplomatic masterstroke. The entire region was plunging into war, and Trudeau thought now is the time to talk about India. Such blunders are backfiring on him. A new poll says most Canadians want him out, around 57% to be precise. They want him to step down. They're asking Justin Trudeau to go. And it's not just because of India. Trudeau's tenure has been far from impressive. Interest rates are at a 22-year high. There's a crisis in the housing market. And what does Justin Trudeau do? Pick a fight with the 5th largest economy in the world, and that too without proof. Because remember, it's been a month since Trudeau accused India of murder. Still, there is no evidence. His best bet was rallying Canada's allies in the West. But looking at the current global situation, that's tough. Just think about it. A full-blown West Asian war on one side and the case of a separatist's murder on the other. Which one will world leaders address first? Obviously, the war. Nonetheless, Canada is not giving up. Their foreign minister statements indicate that. She was very combative today. But India seems to have moved on. Yesterday, the Foreign Ministry of India held its weekly press briefing. Palestine was discussed. China was discussed. So was the Maldives and Qatar. But guess what was not? Canada.